It's really interesting that pagan magicians, wise men, Persian or Zoroastrian astrologers, guided by the heavens to the Christ child, were the first to search out Jesus, bend a knee to Jesus, bless Jesus, worship Jesus, and ultimately defend Jesus, according to the book of Matthew. While the one who built a grand temple to God for God's honor, who controlled a lot of the aspects of the Jewish priesthood which professed to speak on God's behalf, and who was the one recognized by earthly powers as king, sought to kill Jesus. The contrast is profound. Outsiders, guided by faith and wonder, recognized and defended the true king, while the nation's proclaimed ruler, driven by fear and control, tried to snuff out the light of the world. And this is what the writer of Matthew frames as the entry point of Christ into the world. And it's so interesting that those that modern Christians are oddly fearful of are the ones who stopped a king from murdering the Messiah. That's really mind-melting when you think about it. The ones we'd least expect, the outsiders, the astrologers, the ones practicing something many Christians today would label as pagan, were the very ones God used to protect his only son. They saw the star, believed the promise, and acted in faith. They bent their knees, offered incredible gifts, and then defied a tyrant to ensure Jesus would live. Meanwhile, the one who claimed the title King of the Jews, the one who built a temple supposedly for God's glory, and the religious elite manipulated by him, were blinded by their fear and lust for control, missing the very king they claimed to serve and search for. And to me, that's such a beautiful part of Christmas that we often miss. It shatters expectation. It reminds us that God's grace extends far beyond the boundaries that we create. The kingdom is for those who seek it, the unexpected, the ones willing to follow the light, even if it takes them to places they don't fully understand. The Magi remind us that God's truth and promises are often recognized by those we least expect. Those we might overlook, even dismiss, are afraid of. Meanwhile, Herod stands as a stark warning of how pride and fear can blind us to the very light we claim to seek, leaving us grasping for control while the Savior quietly enters the world. And that's the miracle of the manger. God breaking through barriers, overturning expectations, and inviting all outsiders, seekers, the humble, the broken, to draw near. That's the wonder of the season, the King of Kings born not in a palace, but in a place of desperation, surrounded by the bleating of animals, the cries of a young mother, and the tender care of a guardian father. It's a story that reminds us that God's glory shines brightest in the unexpected, that God's love is for everyone, and that the Creator's invitation is open to those willing to follow, to wonder, and to lose themselves in mystery. That's Christmas. God bless. You're loved. See you soon.